I was like, wait.
You're doing my dumb ass dances. I was like,
wait. Why'd you get fucking TikTok, my nigga? Like, hold on.
Don't make me smack you, dude.
I mean, hey, man, listen.
No, I want you to smack me if I get TikTok.
I refuse, bro. I refuse.
I'm 45, no.
I refuse.
Certain shit just is out of my age bracket. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I refuse.
Frank a little bit.
All right, cool.
I'm like, how are my titties?
All right, you ready, man?
Yep.
All right. Welcome to Red Pill Awareness, neither conversation from why the fuck? I knew I was gonna fuck that up at some point. Welcome to the Red Pill Awareness, needed conversation from men podcast. I am one of your hosts, Herb, and I'm here with my brother and the other host,
Jason D.
We are back with another video. And in this video, we're going to discuss a clip that I ran across from the YouTube channel Make It Common. And what they do is they ask certain questions between men and women and see what men and women agree and disagree and have conversations about it. I actually just ran across this channel not too long ago. And some of the questions that they ask and some of the reactions that they ask are very interesting to me. And I thought, it'd be worth talking about. So, I haven't watched the entire thing because I'm trying to get more in the space with Jay where we both kind of react to shit at the same time, because usually I watch it first and then he watches it and he's the only one with the reaction. So for once, I actually only watched a few minutes of it, then stopped it. And there's about a couple of them on here that I find interesting. But the one that we're going to discuss is women are more loyal than men, and that's a fact. Bridge the gap between men and women.
In my throat, I'm sorry.
Some in your throat.
Bullshit.
Yeah, trigger alert for those that are watching. Some people might watch this and get triggered, and we might say some shit that might trigger you, so you've been warned. So
just remember, kids, it's based on our own personal experiences. Doesn't make it law. It's just stuff that happened to us.
So with that being said, we're going to start the video and we'll stop it when we got something to say.
Welcome to Bridge the Gap, a show where we aim to build a bridge of understanding between opposing views. Each episode, you'll see our participants sit down to discuss some thought-provoking statements.
Women are more loyal than men.
If they disagree with the statement, they'll leave their seat and allow those that agree to explain themselves.
I think men are a lot more easier to let a relationship go.
Those that disagree then return and express themselves to the rest of the group,
I do believe it's 50-50. I feel like both genders cheat equally.
hopefully building a bridge of understanding. Let's see what happens.
Good. Here. That was good.
Women are more loyal than men.
I agree.
More.
100%.
More.
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 Sit down. You should go. Yeah. Thank you.
More.
I've got to think about
I had to indicate quickly and check my mirror quick.
that. Women are more loyal than men. Men are savage,
So what women?
First off, I ain't gonna front. I'm a little annoyed at the fact that these men had to think that hard about it. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little annoyed the fact that these dudes had to really think that hard about it. Like,
Oh, if I say no, will the chicks in there crossing?
yeah, like I really think.
Get mad at me and I won't get late. Listen, stop trying to co-sign these comments on these shows and in these
Because women are in
podcasts
front of you.
or on Facebook.
yeah.
That's not going to get you laid. Trust me. Be a man, have an opinion, and stick to it. If said opinion is misinformed, understand the new information and adjust. But if you have an opinion, don't change it, because shorty below you in the comments or above you is fine. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah.
Stop it. It unequivocally will never get you laid.
At all.
Never.
And I'm gonna save my opinion to this once we get through the video. The video is only 8 minutes long, but the first thing that I ain't gonna front that annoyed me was the fact that these dudes really had to sit down and think about it for a minute. Like, one got up and came back. The other sat there and thought about it for a minute. Then he finally rolled.
Men are savages, brother.
Right.
So are women, bro.
They had to deliberate.
You have not been through enough shit. If you think that the scales
crazy.
of infidelity are leaning more towards the left or right, you're still young, and you either haven't been through or read enough shit yet.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because I'm gonna say it's equal. Both can be devastatingly ruthless when it comes to infidelity. There's no competition. There's no way to quantify that. Both men and women can be savages when it comes to matters of the heart and infidelity. You know what I mean? You'll sleep with her sister, she'll fuck your dad. Let's have it. Let's go. Because we've either seen it, heard about it, read it. We listen.
Yeah.
Both, it's like a nuclear superpower war. Nobody can win that war. We both got nukes. What's good?
All right, on that note, I'm going to continue.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, all right, I'm continuing.
Yeah, some women are, but
Not
women are more loyal than men. I agree.
more.
Nah. Peace.
More. I'll keep
Emphasis
telling
on
myself
more.
Yeah.
More.
More
I think
is
so,
the
actually.
keyword.
I think.
It's not.
I mean, I feel like because. Flipping out.
Owen,
I've just seen in my experience and in my through my life, I've just seen women go through a lot more with their partners or with any situation than a man would, and that might just be the case of a man just feels like he has the power and he can do whatever he wants, and the woman doesn't.
Here we go.
I'm gonna let. Oh, you want me to go first? Okay, I'll go first.
You go
Okay.
first. Here we go.
Blue pill mentality. That's the best way to describe what he just said. That's a very blue pill mentality, because the reality is that statistically speaking, as we discussed on the show before, 50% of marriages end in divorce. 75% of those marriages are divorces are done by women. So the statistics don't support what he's saying. Now, I get what he's saying as far as his experiences, but a lot of those experiences, and we've had women that confirm this, and I'm pretty sure if women that watch this would be honest with themselves, they will say the same thing. The reason why they stayed and endured that shit is because either they had some kind of mental issue that prevented them from leaving, or because they felt as though that despite what that man was doing to them, there was a value of staying with that man versus leaving. Most of the time, men do not operate in a mindset of we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. Because at the end of the day, especially here in 2021, the consequences of doing whatever the fuck we want to do far, far outweighs anything else between the laws in place for domestic violence and things like that, the court issues as far as what we can have things taken away from us, children, money, everything. There's too many things that are of consequence that renders men to just do whatever the fuck they want to do. So this right here is a blue pill conditioning based off of his experience. I'm not knocking his experience. But at the end of the day, logistically speaking, what he's saying is not true, period. Anybody that wants to argue that point, comment down below. I'm here for it. Go ahead, brother.
As usual, he's probably reflecting off his own experience. Like
That's what he said.
But what he's also coming off of is that in society, on all major media, in movies, television, whatever, there is usually 0 to 2 to 1% of a platform where men can discuss the things that they have been through by women. You have to dig deep on YouTube to find examples of how men have been cheated on. You have to dig deep on the web to find out the atrocities that women have done to men who were being faithful. So just because it doesn't get pushed, because society will always going to push the agenda in a movie or a TV show that the man cheated. And if that man talks about his pain, he immediately gets labeled lame or a bitch. because he's sharing about what he just went through at the hands of a woman. And usually that pain is invalidated, and we're told to suck it up and be a man. And he keeps that inside, and then he never heals from that. And it's labeled as weakness. Even though none of what he went through is his fault because he was being faithful. But it doesn't get talked about.
Right.
And I'm not of course saying that either side is more faithful or less faithful. I'm saying it's equal. It just doesn't get talked about.
Yep.
It doesn't.
Yep.
And if you're a woman out there thinking that I'm invalid, you're full of shit because you know women in your clique that have cheated before.
You know.
I know tons of dudes that have cheated. I know tons of women that have cheated. I'm 45 years old. I've been around the block. It's equal. You show me a faithful woman, I'll show you a faithful man. You show me a chick that can cheat, I'll show you a dude that can cheat. Relentlessly, heartlessly, and without emotion. And I'm telling you, the playing field is equal. Stop reading these dumbass novels and watching these stupid ass videos. It's equal. Trust me on that.
We're going to continue.
But in some instances, it's really just, they just feel like they need to stay and they're happy to stay. Whereas a man, I don't know, yeah, bit funny.
It's a tough one, actually. I would say, yeah, women are more loyal just because obviously they are a bit more nurturing and emotional. So the way a man can step out, a woman won't really do it with as much ease unless she doesn't care for the man.
Anymore, yeah.
Anymore, you know what I'm saying? So, as I say, a woman's more loyal than that because obviously men can go and do run here, throw really there.
And I feel like women are looked at differently in society if they do act that way. I feel like they're looked at differently. If a woman goes out and she steps out on a partner, the people are going to be like, look at you, you're just,
Even the
look at
person she
you, you
steps
don't
out
have no
with.
self-respect.
Does it still happen now? You look that differently if you step on your mate ladies, but does it still happen? Do you still do it? Half your chicks say if a man doesn't, a small infraction, hasn't cheated yet, but he's on some dumb shit. He's not paying attention to you. He's not as good as he was in bed before. A lot of your chicks in your clique will encourage you to get some side dick. Tell me I'm lying.
Listen.
So that little bullshit should be looked at differently. Nah, because your Cardis and your Megans and your Nickies are encouraging said behavior that y'all dance to with your tongues out. Tell me I'm lying. Come on this show, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
One of the things that has come from feminism is the idea of being liberated and being able to do the things that men do. Okay?
Without judgment.
Without judgment, nothing. Right. So at the end of the day, what she's saying is very, very incorrect. Because one of the things that has come with, as I said, with modern feminism, just modern women in general, is being able to be independent. There's that word again for the previous show. Independent to do whatever the fuck they want to do. Why? Because there's not enough men around. Or there's not enough good men around. Or I'm educated, so I deserve this. So until I get this, I can operate this way. I can do that. There's too many things.
It don't count because we ain't married.
Right.
Even though you said you're going to be in a committed relationship, whatever I do in that relationship, till I get a ring on it, don't count because we ain't married. Huh?
One of the things that we discuss here is accountability. Mm-hmm. And what has been created within the modern day is that this type of behavior that she claims that women are judged for, the lack of accountability is not there anymore. So women don't look at other women that way. Women don't look at other women and say, hey, you know what? You kind of being the thought. Don't do that shit. If you're going to break up with her, you don't want to be with them, break up with them. Mm-mm. You know what I mean? And again, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen with men, but we're discussing what she said. And what she said is not correct. I don't, maybe that's in her circle. I'm not going to discount her experiences. One thing I would never do is discount somebody's experience. But on a general scale, in 2021, what she's saying is invalid. Invalid. Anything you want to say before I go on, or you good?
Hot girl summer.
Yo, I'm done. We continue.
You're just a certain
Even
sort
the
of
person she stepped out with.
What? Pardon?
Even the person that she actually had the affair
But
with.
he wouldn't really be as
He's not penalised. The women
as
are
much as
always
the
looked at a
women.
certain way.
No, what I'm saying is
You will diss
he
the
actually
woman.
looks at her like,
You cheated on your man. I don't know.
What?
I think it goes back to the first question about like how sex is different for men and women.
yeah.
But loyalty for me isn't just loyalty in stepping out of your partner. Loyalty can also be in like letting the relationship go. I feel
not putting that much
men, I think men are a lot more easier to let a relationship go. Like as in terms of like, when they're done, they're done.
Ooh,
You know, like just letting go.
See, this is where I would disagree. Women are the worst when it comes to that. When a woman is done with you, a woman will go.
but it will take a lot
It could
to
take
get
a
to
long
that
time, but a man, I feel like men are different. And I'm only talking about a man if he really did love you. I'm not talking about the man that was just like playing games with you and it was just like a casual thing. I'm talking about a man that loves you. Women leave, their head leaves before their body. They will be there for a while before they have the courage to step out. That's a woman for you. That's not what men do. Men will even be thinking, oh, things are good, it's getting better. And then a woman's...
Now, do you want me to go on this first? You go, okay. So, I actually agree with what she said. There's a certain, but I think in the way that she explained it, her context is a little off. But there is a thing that we're going to say probably a few times during this episode that really factors into all of this, which is hypergamy. Okay, and the reason why I'm bringing up hypergamy is because of the fact that what she said as far as the woman's mind being gone before her physically being gone, that has a lot to do with hypergamy. And the reason being is that usually women are like that for one or two things. One, because of the fact there's a benefit for her staying there, regardless of how she feels mentally. She might have checked out, but there's a reason for her staying for the kids, staying because this dude got a whole bunch of money, staying because she's still attached to the sex. There's still a benefit for her being there. Even though this man cheated, even though this man's probably treated like shit, there's either a fear or a benefit that's keeping her there. Men, on the other hand, we don't think like that. If you hurt us enough, we're gone. It could be cheating. It could be just disrespecting us. You know, we may love you to our heart's content, but most men, unless they're insecure or have fear, we don't look at women as like, okay, this woman is beneficial to me, even though she treats me like shit and does me dirty. So I'm going to stay until I can find something better where I'm in a better situation. We as men are not wired that way. And that's why I say I agree with her to a degree when she says that, which is why I have an issue with this question in general, which is the statement, women are more loyal than men. Because it's been proven time and time again, and I'm not saying this for all women, but the majority of women are as loyal as their options and their opportunity are. Okay? That's not to say that women are not loyal at all. But as she just stated, women are usually more likely to check out mentally quickly and more so than men do. And there's a reason for that. Go ahead, bro.
I agree with what she's saying. I also agree with you when you say about the context of it. But again, I still think it's an individual basis. I don't like this question because it's automatically beneficial to the women. I don't like, well, women are more like this.
It paints them in a certain light.
Exactly. It's like innocent before proven guilty. You dig what I'm saying? Now I have to prove her guilt, and it shouldn't be about that. But the question is what it is. Yeah. Some women are capable of checking out mentally before they check out physically. Some women are capable of checking out physically first. You can't quantify that because we're individuals. So we're individuals. It is what it is. We gonna move differently, but like I don't like this question because that more loyalty you could survey 500 people and still not get it right every group of 500. It's going to be different every single time.
Yeah, see, I think this is probably where you and I disagree a bit because I feel like there are certain things that are kind of done by default via biology or just natural instinct of men and women. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying well, you know, like she just said, I think what she just said pretty much is more often than not in a situation where if a woman is not happy in a relationship, you know, she's less likely to just leave right away or just voice her opinion and then leave, depending on the situation. I think us as men, usually when we get to a point when our ego was hurt or our ego was bruised, or we just see it that, all right, listen, this shit is not working. I'm not like, like this shit is not changing. We're done. I'm not saying all men do this, but I think by default, because the way that our egos and our mindset are, there's certain shit by default that we just don't respond the same way that women do.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? So I
don't think that makes either side more or less loyal. And that's the initial question.
Yeah,
I don't think because
they
have the maturity to check out mentally for physically, that makes them more loyal or less loyal, because he may not have cheated at all. And she first checked out mentally, and then she fucked another dude. So in that scenario, she cheated first, therefore making her less loyal. But you might have another chick that's like, listen, that kind of moves like a man. And our main issue with today's women is that they kind of move like men. Mm-hmm. So she may initiate the same kind of thing that a dude will be like, listen, this ain't working. I ain't feeling it, blah, blah, blah. Before she gets to them substages, she go from point A to point B right away.
Yeah, but most women don't do that.
But that's not all.
I didn't say all. I said most.
But I'm saying that's not all.
Yeah,
and even with that most, that doesn't make them more loyal.
Yeah, we'll agree disagree on that.
So you think women are more loyal than men?
I don't think women are more loyal.
And that's what I'm saying.
No, I absolutely don't think
that. Our differences and how we maneuver
I
still don't make me feel like that the pendulum is leaning more toward the left or the right.
Yeah, see, that's where we disagree. Because I feel like
so you saying one is more loyal than the other?
Yes. I think men are more loyal than women.
Oh, you didn't say that though.
Yeah, I think men. I was trying to wait till we get to the end, but we're here now. I generally think men are more loyal than women because men and women look at relationships very, very differently. I feel like for the most part, women are built biologically to look for the best available option when it comes to men. Not all women do this, but I think by nature, whatever that woman defined as the best, that's what they do. And let's be real, in 2021, women have a lot more options than men. You know what I mean? They have a lot more ways to get attention. They have a lot more ways to replace whatever guy that they're with. And on top of that, there's less consequences when women cheat. There's less consequences. Let's just say in a marriage. Now we're not talking about in a marriage, okay? A woman can cheat on her husband, ask for a divorce, and still get fucking alimony and child support. But if a man cheat in their relationship, that's an automatic factor into what the courts determine as far as not only financially, but when it comes to their children.
Are you implying that doesn't equal her?
No, the fuck is not equal. The fuck no, it's not equal. I'm speaking from experience now. I mean, I wasn't married, but just from the courts alone.
I like to ask wild questions in there. Voice to see your face.
What the fuck no? Fuck no.
Who may stab you? Because I can stab you.
And then, like, in the terms of a relationship, okay, we're not even talking about marriage. In the terms of a relationship, first of all, a lot of women already have a lot of requirement from men to begin with, okay? So in those circumstances, because most of the time we are expected as women, like I say, to protect and provide, we're already coming from a whole different place because we're investing more in that relationship to begin with. So what tends to happen is when that woman is not happy, they tend to automatically make moves before they even tell you they're not fucking happy. I'm not saying, again, I want to repeat, I'm not saying all women do this, okay? But a lot of women do.
Put the word a lot up on this.
Yeah, right.
I want to edit a lot.
Yeah, a lot of women do. You know what I mean?
I think the comedian said it best. You are dead before you even know you're dead. And you're a marked man.
And she said it. Like, she said it on here. The woman that feel as though that women are more loyal than men said that. So it's more proof to me that at the end of the day, yes, I'm not saying that the distribution of loyalty is super high over, like, men are here and women are here. I'm saying it's more like here. It's more like here. You know what I mean? Where I do think men are more loyal than women, but the gap is here. I'm not saying the gap is here, but there's a gap.
That's gonna be a trigger.
I don't give a shit. This is the truth. There's a gap.
I can feel the heat from the. We ain't even
There's a
posted
gap.
yet. I can feel the heat from the audience right now.
Right. Now,
There'll be a whole lot of this when they talk about it.
before I continue, I will address the fact there are some women that are loyal and they will stay no matter what. And listen,
Which is bad.
Salute to y'all. I love y'all. Y'all need to go out and spread the word. But I also feel let me finish.
I don't want them to stay no matter what. No,
I'll let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. However, I say this to a lot of my female friends. You need to have limits.
There you go.
You need to have limits. There should be a point where you're like, you know what? Enough's enough. I'm good. I done gave you an opportunity to clean shit up, to make changes. You're not doing it. So I'm out. So to those women, I respect and salute y'all loyalty, but it needs to be limits. So I want to address that because I know there's some women out there, I know some personally, that are ride or die loyal chicks to the hilt, to the end. And I respect those women, but I also tell them you need to have limits. But those women are few and far between. There are too many things out here in the modern era that promotes the attitude and mindset of independence, being promiscuous, and doing whatever the fuck you want to do. And and because of that gap is here. I would say if you asked this question 20, 30, 40 years ago, the gap would be like this.
I say 30 years.
30
years.
The gap would be like
before
this.
The creation of social media.
And the internet.
Internet and what I like to call complete trash reality TV.
Yeah.
Because reality TV is probably one of the biggest influencers with a lot of black women that I know that promotes disloyalty in the relationships. The women that they admire on these shows are horrible, wretched pieces of human beings. Mm-hmm. And they love these women that hop from dude to dude, that betray not only their gay girlfriends, but their own sisters, that sometimes they own moms over another dude. Y'all clap and cheer for these chicks.
Right.
And then when I'm having these conversations, and then I find out these are the people you admire, you're shocked when I'm rolling out from you. I'm like, I'm good. What you mean? You just told me your hero is on this show. And I'm supposed to rock with you?
Yeah.
Nah.
So, all right, we're going to continue. We're halfway through this.
Gone because her mind already left, but she didn't take her body. She just left.
I think that's men though. I don't know. I think men are more cowardly when it comes to breakups than women. So maybe they're there physically, but they're not there. Like as in, I don't think men know how to address breakups like in an effective way. So the way they do it will be like, just start pulling back a little bit,
So there is
letting go a little bit of the relationship, and they don't want to address it.
Everything she just described is what women do. Now, I will say this. I will defend her that much. I think most men are not taught how to communicate their feelings. So when they're in a place of they're not happy or something is bothering them or the relationship's at a certain point, that man, because he's not educated on how to communicate his feelings, they might come out in fucked up ways sometimes or shit like that. But everything she just described, that's what women do. Sorry, that's what women do. I mean, nah.
And even with that being said, as much as a lot of women complain about men being horrible communicators, y'all do the same shit. Y'all ghost us. Y'all become distant. Y'all do a lot of stupid shit like answer everything in one word answers. You're being short. You're being attitudinal. And we're sitting here as men asking, well, I'm only giving you 3 now because I'm 45. Sitting there asking 911 times, what's wrong? What's bothering? What's wrong? And I keep hearing nothing. I'm cool. Nothing. I'm cool. 45-year-old Jay, you get 3 of those. After the 4th one, I no longer give a fuck now. I don't give a fuck now. Because I feel like you talk all this strong, independent thinker communication shit. I'm giving you a general platform. I'm not doing this via text because I know y'all hate that shit. Right. I'm sitting you down, face to face. What is bothering you? What have I done that's upsetting you? You keep telling me nothing like you're 12 years old. I'm no longer going to give a shite. That's Irish for shit. Look it up. Yeah. I'm not going to care because I got with you and we had these preliminary conversations about your maturity level, and I'm sitting you face to face trying to find out what's wrong with you. You keep giving me 12-year-old, 8-year-old answers. That shit is fucking
or they give you the
annoying.
Look like, they be like, I'm alright.
Right, and you clearly your whole body language. I know you think men are these dense, drones, but many of us notice body language on women.
Bro,
we can tell.
Yeah.
We can. You're exuding that something's wrong with you. I'm gonna give you one of two options. Is there something bothering you that you want to talk about now, or would you rather discuss it later? In both scenarios, I'm observing that there's something wrong. So if you go nothing, and then you want to bring up Tuesday shit on the following Wednesday, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm not going to disrespect you. I would never do that. But we're going to have it out because that's immature. Because I just gave you two perfectly good platforms for us to discuss your issue now or later at the adults table. But you want to sit with Nene and Rick over there and make slime with glue like a fucking 6-year-old. No.
Oh, God.
No. Men are aware men that have this shit together are aware of when our woman is not in a good mood. We generally like y'all because you're nicer than us.
Or we'll just ask you.
Or we'll just ask you. We notice that you're not your usual self. So when we're actually asking you directly, say, listen, I got something that's bothering me a little bit. We talk about it later. No problem. That way I know something needs to be discussed. That's it.
That's communication, ladies and gentlemen. Communication.
From a man.
There you go. All right, we're gonna continue.
You're not good communication.
Yeah.
I don't want to flow from the question too much. Yeah. Oh.
The loyalty.
Yeah, the loyalty. Like just, letting go.
So people that disagree.
Okay, so I disagreed because I feel like loyalty is 50-50. There's certain things we don't see, and I feel that there are some women that give their men more bun than Easter weekend. That's the truth. Like, they're literally cheating on their men, but it's probably just that they're more skilled at not getting caught. Exactly. They're just more skilled at not getting caught. I'm just going to be honest. And I feel like with men, when they do get caught, it's more of a melodramatic and a whole scenario. And there are some women, for them, they see it as they love their men, but it's easy for them to go and do what they want to do. This is their man, and they go out. They may not say it, and they may not publicize it, and it may not be something that they feel comfortable being open with, but it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. There are so many men that have women that have children where their partner thinks it's theirs, and they don't know until something happens that this is what's happening. I believe it's mad. I do believe it's 50-50. I feel like both genders cheat equally. And the loyalty is 50-50.
I would say it's 50.
It's not. I do. It's just one is more known.
I think women are more skilled at cheating.
Bruh.
Now, what you freaking out for, broke ass Meek Mill looking at dude, man? What is all this? She's speaking facts though. She's saying from the door that you can't say one is more loyal than the other because a lot of women are much more skilled. I said a lot, not all. Relax your butt cheeks. At deception and infidelity than men will ever be. Men usually don't involve third parties to cover the alibi. I have women friends. I know how this shit rolls. So her excuse is her alibi, the fake movie ticket stubs, my boy, the napkin from the restaurant she never went to. It's like an MI6 mission. A dude's lie is like, I was at Fred House. And your girl's over Fred House right now. So you wasn't at Fred House. Most of us are not as skilled at deception as men, as women are. It is what it is. If you disagree, comment, come on the show, we can go at it. So, but what she is saying is, both sides move in a sneaky ass way, both sides cheat. Ain't no this side, that side's more loyal. And I agree with that. My man does not. I agree with that though.
Listen, all I gotta say is shout out to the queen with the beautiful locks that's speaking the fucking truth. Cause I would say 80-90% of the shit she said, she's speaking the fucking truth. Mm-hmm. Real rap. As you see, the other woman, the other sister that was on there, her face frowned up. Of course. Like something the fuck is wrong. Listen, shout out to her, because what she said is fucking valid. Period. Facts. As they like to say. Continuing.
The reason why I agree with you is because men.
But a woman's only going to cheat when she.
They talk and they get caught.
Exactly.
She's not going to cheat.
No. In my Steve Carell voice from fucking The Office. No. A woman is only going to cheat when she no. I know chicks personally. Dude had a good job, had bread, took care of the house, so took care of her. She has a degree. She got her own money. Still cheated because she wanted some side dick outside the ball. Wasn't no fighting. Wasn't no infidelity. Adored her. Stop it. You know when people cheat? When they fucking want to. Yeah. Stop all this. Well, it's only because it's a Wednesday and Orion's belt was next to... Stop it. You cheated because you want to, whether you're a man or woman. Yep. All that other shit that's surrounding the cheating, semantics. minor details. I'm still shot. It don't matter what caliber I'm bleeding. Help me. Stop it. That's once again defending some shit in a kind of sort of way just because we're talking about women. Ladies, men. Stop that shit. Yeah. Stop it. Men don't do it. Oh, he only cheated because the football game was on. He cheated. We don't care why he cheated. Because he chose to cheat. Yep. The end. Cue the SVU music tone. That's it. Fuck out of here. I cannot stand women do that. Oh, you only cheated because she was lacking something and the kids in distress. Buy a dog. Buy a dog. You'll only buy a dog when I'm on the road. Stop it. You cheated because you wanted to cheat. He was fine. He was in the market. He looked at you. You looked at him. You wanted to fuck him. You fucked him. Yeah, done.
It's that simple. We're going to continue.
Half. Men have a habit of bragging, saying, I've done X, Y, and Z, to show how much of a man they are. And then it's come into the limelight. But I also feel like women do the same, but they don't go and brag about it.
Because they'll get labelled. They'll get labelled as all the different... When a man does these things and he's going to be like... It's going to be like a kind of like a badge of honour for some men. Okay. If a woman does the same thing, she knows she's going to be labelled and she's going to almost be tarnished for doing the exact same thing. So I feel like women will just keep it quiet. Women. Keep it quiet.
Some men call women as trophies, as like, oh, I've achieved this. And having that kind of mindset, men talk about it and show off. And maybe that's why people say men cheat a lot more than women do, because they know about it.
But then why would there be this thing where people say like women are, when they're blind in love or they act a certain way, women can act stupid over a man? Because I don't feel men do that.
Shorty, your experience in life, let me come back to the camera. Your experience in life must be this big if you don't think that men are capable of acting stupid over a woman. Yo, boo-boo, you are so young and cute. That's adorable. You must live in a very, very reserved, quiet little bubble.
I guess the term pussy whip never came to your mind at all.
Listen! Because I ain't gonna put nobody on. I have seen some... I'm gonna use my word again. Some shite in my lifetime where dudes was going crazy over a chick. Listen. At every age, we have seen some stuff. Where even some homies in the crew like, fam, you gotta snap out of it. She got you out of your mind.
I've seen dudes trip over women and lose their fucking mind over women they never fucked because she just looked that good. Mm-hmm. She's just that bad. And they've never had a woman that bad before, and they don't want to let that broad go. He ain't even get a whiff of it at all. But because the idea is there of being with a woman that bad, he's just like, I can't let it go. I can't let it go. Oh, the love she has. Like, you can't.
And Lord forbid.
Right.
Lord forbid. Like, get the yeeks, man. He only get it one time?
Bro, listen.
What's that song? Ooh, whoever thought I'd get you? Fam, she only used you for that one time, but they brains.
Yeah.
So for her to get on here and say that she doesn't think men...
That was so sweet.
Yo, you're adorable, sweetheart. Whoever you are, you're adorable because I got receipts on that, man.
We're going to stop there because the last, I guess, 45 seconds of it is just them kind of conversing with themselves. And it really wasn't anything coherent, but...
I've never seen a man lose it in that crazy over a woman. They don't do that.
So, 2 questions.
What now?
We're going to end this off with 2 questions. First off, what was your... opinion of the video? Like, how did you...
I think the video was good.
Yeah.
But it does show how, in my opinion, living in a bubble, a very reserved bubble, and being I'm not even gonna say young, because I know old heads. Yeah. That don't have that experience personally or have not come across that in their circles can leave your opinion of the world very limited. Mm-hmm. Having generalizations about each sex and saying that only one side does this and one side is incapable of doing that. Me at 45, me at 20, I knew better than that because I knew firsthand that both sides, how they get down. So I want the people on this video to live life a little bit more. Hopefully you get out of that bubble and you experience life more because you what you're saying is very limited and it's inaccurate. like a mofo, for lack of a better term.
I think the video was interesting. I tend to like kind of be fascinated by these videos because for one, I like hearing other people's point of view, especially if they're not in the U.S. And just kind of hear what they say and just see if it's certain things are universal or region based. You know what I mean? And a lot of time, more often than not, it's universal. So I find these things interesting, and we're probably gonna do a couple more because there's a couple other ones on here on that channel that I think are very interesting too. My answer to the question I kind of stated earlier, I wholeheartedly disagree that women are more loyal than men. Do I think that it's a big gap between men and women? No. But I do think in 2021, I think men are a tad more loyal than women. I think, this is, and again, this is where you and I disagree. I think there's certain things by default that men and women do biologically that kind of determines certain actions. Women tend to look for the best option. They look for someone they feel as though that will provide and protect them. And by default, if they're with a man and they feel as though they're no longer doing those things, more often than not, they're going to check and see what the other options are, especially in 2021. They're going to, because there's too many other options available for them and easily to get it. You know what I mean? So that right there in itself is one of the reasons why I don't agree with that. Secondly, because the fact that men and women just look at relationships and emotions differently. I think as men, our egos, once they get a certain point when they're bruised or we're hurt or whatever, no matter what's going on, no matter how good the pussy is, no matter what it is, at some point that dude's gonna be like, I'm out.
But I think that we don't talk about how ego plays in women too.
I agree. I agree with that.
I'm not saying you do or don't, but it's never discussed. It's almost, when I was younger, I used to think that ego was only a male trait when I was like a teenager.
Because that's what we're taught.
But as we get older, like both sides do that.
Ego, right. But
you know what I mean? You spend too much time with a colleague, who happens to be enormously more attractive than your mate. It is what it is. In some of those scenarios, she'll start tripping on you, and there is absolutely nothing going on. Nothing. But I have been told that I have had to stay away from said colleague who I have to work with because she's attractive. We ain't been alone together no time soon. We ain't getting no drinks. She ain't got my number. All we do is, and I've been told I have to stay away from her because she's that much attractive. But that scenario never gets discussed and never gets referred to as ego. It's the same shit.
But see, what happens is, and this what you're saying kind of goes towards my point, which is the fact that what tends to happen because of that dynamic and because those things aren't discussed, when women operate and move differently because of their ego, then it's more often than not in this day and age is justified.
I don't.
No, I ain't saying you don't justify it. But what I'm saying is,
my gavel, no.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of times other women will justify it. Back in the day, women will look at another woman and be like, "You got kids, you got a husband. The fuck you doing, fucking up your relationship?" But now, it's fucking up your marriage. But nowadays, it's much more acceptable.
It's encouraged.
Yeah. See what I mean? So to me, I feel like because of those dynamics, women are not, they're not as loyal as they think they are. There's some women out there that are very loyal and will stay with their man no matter what. But not everybody, like in this day and age, it doesn't happen as much. And the statistics support that.
I agree.
That's the thing. The statistics support that. So regardless of how a woman want to argue and fight that point, the reality is when you really do deep dive into it, it's not true. Now, the gap is here. That's like I said before. It's close. It's close. I'm not going to sit here and say men don't do shit like that. But, sorry.
He's sorry.
So, with that being said,
we'll see him too.
Like, share, subscribe, comment in the description below, please, because I got a feeling that this is going to be kind of a back and forth triggering topic.
We'll have a 1-800 number a month after this podcast to support you. Were you triggered by Herb and Jay's words?
I'm going to make a Google number. You can leave a voicemail, and I might listen to that motherfucker. I mean, that's about it. I might, you know what I mean?
Call 1-800-RBAD. 1-800-RBAD.
So, yeah. So with that being said, we're done. Thanks for tuning in. Till next video. We'll holler at y'all later.
Next level.
Next level.